Hi guys, my name is Nonima Tigela. Welcome to my YouTube channel. So today I want us to talk about the drama that is happening on the Senzo Meyiwa trial. Before we do that, guys, please make sure you do not forget to like, to share, to comment, and most importantly, please make sure you are subscribed on the channel. Please make sure you are watching the videos up until the end and you are watching the ads that are coming through. When you do that, you are supporting this channel financially and in numbers. Thank you so much. So under South African law, the state has zero discretion when it comes to disclosure. Zero, and yet in the Senzo Meyiwa trial, we now have a situation where Gininda relied on a so-called statement from Gwabini without disclosing that Gwabini had been arrested. That's not a clerical issue. That's impeaching material. And under Shabalala versus Otto and General 1996 and Section 179 of Criminal Procedure Act, the state has the constitutional duty to disclose all material facts, even those that undermine their own witnesses. You cannot hide an arrest and then parade a clean statement. That's not prosecution. That's narrative engineering. In constitutional law, transparency is not optional. The defense had a right to know, the court had a right to know, and the public deserved to know when the process is being bent out of shape. It's our right. It's our right. If the state selectively discloses, it compromises fairness, and once fairness collapses, the entire case is in danger. The Constitution is very much clear. The state must disclose all material evidence, even if parts of it that is embarrassing to them as the state. So why was Gwabini's arrest never revoked, while his statement was treated as legitimate evidence? Why did that not happen? Why is Gininda doing that? Okay, let's go a full throttle below on this video because wow. Let's continue with that. And I'm gonna be so savage, guys. I do not want to lie, because what on earth? What on earth? What on earth? What on earth? You can't call it a mistake what happened, right? I call it manufacturing a story. And we heard the first time in that court from manufacturing things from the late advocate Mngomezulu, Advocate Joshua Tulani Mngomezulu. Joshua did this one for us. The word manufactured, we got it from him. The state must disclose impeaching material. They didn't. That's not an accident. It's a strategy, and under Shabalala and the Constitution, it's unconstitutional. Let's ruin that narrative right here, right now. Here is the blunt version. The state relies on a clean statement from Gwabini, but someone, Gininda's team, never told the defense that Gwabini had been arrested. Arrests that bear on credibility, that bear on credibility are classic impeaching material. Hiding it? Hiding it? That strips the defense of a fair fight. How the hell must they fight? Listen up, guys. Shabalala versus Otto and General establishes that the prosecution had a duty to disclose material in the police docket that is exculpatory or likely to help the defense. It's not optional or discretionary. No, it's not discretionary in the manner the state wishes it were. The court must exercise that duty to protect the accused's right to a fair trial, which the court failed. I hope, in fact, today we will see what Judge Rota is going to do about it. Also, the Constitution entrusts prosecutorial power to the NPA under Section 179. The prosecution must exercise that power fairly and in the public interest, not by sculpting evidence to look scarier or cleaner than it is. Credibility does the heavy lifting in witness heavy cases. An arrest for the witness, especially if it was not disclosed, is impeaching material. Defense should have known. Cross-examination should have been different. Or the bench, or ask people that are watching if evaluation of the witness should have been different. The state failure to disclose corrupts every subsequent step. Why didn't they tell us about this? The lie that they did. This is a narrative engineering. You present a sanitized statement while bearing the inconvenient context. That's not mere stoppiness. It is puzzle. It is partisan story building. It is partisan story building. The court have told us disclosure must be comprehensive unless a narrow justified exception exists. No blanket secrecy. What is this? What is this now? Remedies. I don't know what remedies are going to be used on this situation. Is there a remedy for this? Remedies are blunt and real. Exclusion of tainted evidence, a mistrial, advance findings on credibility, or a minimum, or at minimum, appellate further. If the state deliberately withheld impeachment material, that's a constitutional breach and grounds for overturning or setting aside testimony, maybe even the whole prosecution. Who must account for this? Baloyi, Gininda. Who benefits from hiding an arrest? The narrative. Who loses? The accused right to a fair hearing and the public's trust in justice. That's the kind of misconduct that should lead to internal NPA review and judicial sanction, not quiet struggling. No, we can't struggle it. No, it's not this. I wait too. It's not that. This isn't theater, it's constitutional housekeeping. If we allow the state to cherry pick facts and call the investigative discretion, we've let the prosecutor become a party to the lie. And once the truth is curated, the law loses its teeth. We can't afford that as South Africans. We can't afford that. Oh, we cannot afford that as South Africans. Share this, okay? Share this, guys. Share this video. Demand answers in open court. If the NPA wants credibility, it's earned by transparency, not by engineering statements and hidden arrests. Please like, share, subscribe, and I'll keep pulling the threads until the cloth comes apart. Come on. Make sure you stick around for everything that is about to come out. Thank you so much. I will see you on our next video. Bye-bye.